I was scrolling through TikTok on my lunch break when I saw her video pop up. At first, I smiled because I loved seeing her happy. But then I read the caption. Dating down builds character. My chest tightened as I watched myself in the background, sitting on the couch, completely unaware that my girlfriend was recording me for her followers to mock. The comments were flooding in fast. Her friends and strangers alike were typing laughing emojis, saying things like, "Girl, you're so real for this," and "LMAO, I could never." Some even called me a charity case. I kept reading, hoping someone would defend me, but no one did. My own girlfriend didn't delete the video or clarify anything. She liked their comments instead. That whole day, I couldn't focus on work. My mind kept replaying her smirk in the video and the way she moved her camera to show me clearly sitting there, just existing, as if my worth was nothing but a joke to her friends. When I got home that evening, she acted normal. She asked me what I wanted for dinner, told me about her day, and then sat scrolling on her phone like always. I wanted to ask her why she posted that, but I didn't. I didn't want to hear another humiliating answer that would break me further. So, while she was asleep that night, I quietly packed my things. My clothes, my toothbrush, the gifts I had bought for her upcoming birthday, all of it stayed behind except my laptop and my dignity. I didn't leave a note. I didn't block her. I just left. The next 2 weeks were silent. I moved in with a friend temporarily, trying to figure out what to do next. Then, one morning, her best friend sent me a screenshot. There she was, my ex-girlfriend, posting in her private Snapchat story, asking if anyone knew how to contact me. She had deleted every single TikTok post, including that video. The caption she wrote on her story? "I messed up so bad. Someone please help me reach him." At that moment, 1,000 thoughts flooded my mind. Why did she want to contact me now? Did she regret what she did, or was this just another way to save her image online? I didn't know what to believe. But deep down, I knew one thing. The person I thought I loved never truly existed. I didn't reply to her best friend's message. I just stared at that screenshot, feeling my chest tighten again. Part of me wanted to ask what she meant by, "I messed up so bad." But another part of me didn't care anymore. I thought about everything we had shared over the last 2 years. Late-night drives where she would hold my hand across the gear shift. Random mornings when she would wake me up with coffee and a sleepy smile. The way she used to hug me so tightly, as if she was scared to lose me. I used to believe all of that was real. But after seeing her post, I couldn't help but wonder if any of it had been true, or if I had just been convenient for her until she found someone better. She had always been obsessed with social media. Every meal we ate had to be photographed first. Every moment we spent together was turned into content. At first, I didn't mind because I knew it made her happy, and seeing her happy meant everything to me. But slowly, I noticed that she cared more about how people saw us online than how we actually were in real life. She started editing my face in photos, slimming my jaw, whitening my teeth, smoothing my skin. She would laugh about it and say, "Babe, it's just for aesthetics, don't be sensitive." I tried to brush it off, thinking maybe I was just overreacting. But after that TikTok, I realized I had ignored so many small red flags. Her friends were always the same too. Every time we met up with them, they would tease her about settling for a guy like me, saying she could do so much better. She never defended me. She would just laugh along with them, squeezing my hand under the table as if that made everything okay. I didn't want to create drama, so I stayed quiet for her sake. I thought I was being a supportive boyfriend. But now I realize I was just being used. Even after leaving her, I felt like a ghost floating through each day. I couldn't eat properly. I couldn't sleep properly. Every time my phone buzzed, I half expected it to be her. And honestly, I didn't know if I wanted it to be her or not. Was she reaching out because she finally realized what she lost, or because she needed me to clean up her mess online? That question kept burning inside me, and I wasn't sure if I even wanted to find out the answer. Days turned into weeks, and I kept ignoring every attempt she made to reach out. She messaged me on Instagram saying, "Please, can we talk? I'm sorry." She texted me late at night, saying she couldn't sleep without hearing my voice. She even emailed me once, writing paragraphs about how broken she felt since I left. Each message felt like a blade twisting inside me. Part of me wanted to reply, to hear her explain why she did it. Another part of me wanted to delete everything and erase her from my life completely. One evening, while I was at my friend's place watching TV, my phone buzzed again. This time, it wasn't her. It was my older sister. She sent me a screenshot of a Facebook post from one of her friends who also followed my ex. In the post, my ex had written a long paragraph about how some men are too sensitive, and if you can't handle a joke, you're not mature enough for a relationship. She attached a crying selfie and wrote, "I guess I just need someone who isn't so insecure about themselves." Seeing that post made my stomach churn. She was twisting the truth, making herself look like a victim to get sympathy from her followers. People were commenting things like, "You're so strong," and "His loss, queen." I wanted to scream. I wanted to reply to everyone and tell them what really happened, how she humiliated me in front of thousands just to boost her image. But what was the point? They were her followers, not mine. They didn't care about the truth. They only cared about the stories she was selling them. My friend noticed my hands shaking as I held my phone. "Dude, you okay?" he asked softly. I couldn't even answer. I just shook my head and went to the balcony to get some air. Standing out there, staring at the city lights, I wondered how someone could twist love into something so cruel. I thought back to the day we first met at that tiny coffee shop near my college. She had walked in wearing a yellow dress, her hair tied up in a bun, smiling at everyone. When our eyes met, she gave me that same bright smile. It felt like my chest exploded with warmth. I thought she was an angel back then. Now, looking at how she turned my pain into her content, I wondered if that angel ever really existed, or if I had just been blinded by what I wanted her to be. That night, as I lay on the mattress in my friend's spare room, I couldn't sleep. Her words kept echoing in my mind. Dating down builds character. Some men are too sensitive. I felt my chest tighten with every memory. I thought about all the nights I drove an hour just to see her for 15 minutes when she felt lonely. The times I skipped dinner with my own family so I could take her out to her favorite restaurants. The times I stayed up all night editing her photos for her brand collaborations because she said I was the only one who understood her aesthetic. None of that mattered now. All people saw was her version of the story. The next morning, her best friend messaged me again. This time, she wrote, "She's not okay. She hasn't eaten properly in days. Please, just talk to her once. She really regrets what she did." I stared at the message for a long time. Did she regret losing me, or did she regret how it made her look online? I wanted to believe she was truly sorry, but something in my gut told me this was just about damage control. Her online image was everything to her, and I was just collateral damage in protecting it. Later that day, I went out to get coffee alone. As I waited for my order, I opened TikTok and searched her account. She had deleted almost all her videos, leaving only a few brand sponsorships and aesthetic montages. Her bio now read, "Taking a break to focus on healing." I felt my stomach twist again. Healing? From what? From the pain she caused herself by humiliating me in front of thousands? My hands were shaking as I put my phone back in my pocket. I could feel eyes on me, the barista calling out my order. I grabbed my cup and walked out quickly, my heart pounding. That evening, I got a call from an unknown number. I almost declined it, but something made me answer. For a moment, there was silence. Then I heard her voice, small and trembling, saying my name softly. My breath caught in my throat. She whispered, "Please. I need to see you." Just once. My chest tightened as I stood frozen, gripping my phone, feeling the entire world around me pause in that single moment. I didn't say anything. I just listened to her breathing on the other end of the line. She sounded like she'd been crying for hours. Finally, I managed to speak. "Why do you want to see me?" My voice came out cold and flat, so different from how I used to sound with her. She took a shaky breath and said, Because I have something to tell you. Something I should have told you before." My heart pounded hard in my chest. For a moment, I almost felt pity for her, but then I remembered that video and the comments mocking me. "Please," she whispered again. "Just meet me once. Tomorrow. At the old coffee shop where we met. Noon." Before I could reply, she hung up. I stood there in my friend's kitchen, staring at the silent phone in my hand. I didn't know what to think. What was so important that she couldn't say it over the phone? Part of me felt sick at the thought of seeing her again. But another part of me burned with curiosity. Maybe she really was sorry. Maybe she wanted to apologize properly. Or maybe there was something darker behind all this. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about her words. "Something I should have told you before." My mind was spinning with possibilities. Was she sick? Did she cheat on me? Was there another reason she had humiliated me online? As the sun rose, painting the sky a dull gray, I felt my chest tighten with dread. I got dressed and left early, needing to walk around before facing her. I reached the coffee shop 30 minutes before noon and sat at a corner table, my back against the wall so I could see the door. At exactly noon, she walked in. Her eyes were red and puffy, and she looked like she hadn't slept in days. She sat down across from me without a word. For a moment, we just sat there in silence, the hum of the coffee machines and quiet chatter around us filling the space. Then she opened her mouth and whispered something that made my blood run cold. "I never meant for you to find out, but I wasn't the one who posted that TikTok." My entire body froze as I stared at her, the ground shifting under me. I stared at her, not fully understanding what she meant. My voice shook as I asked, "What are you talking about? I saw your account post that video." Tears welled up in her eyes as she shook her head quickly. "It was my friend, Mia. That day, I left my phone on the table when I went to shower. She was over to hang out before her shift. She recorded you, wrote that caption, and posted it as a joke. I didn't even know until later that evening when people started commenting. When I saw it, I panicked. I didn't know what to do, so I just liked the comments to make it seem like I was in on the joke." Her voice broke as she whispered, "I was scared that if I deleted it, Mia would get mad. She has so much dirt on me. I didn't want to lose everything I've worked for." My chest felt tight as anger bubbled inside me. "So you let the world humiliate me just to protect your image?" She buried her face in her hands, sobbing. I know I messed up. But I never wanted to hurt you. I swear." I felt dizzy, remembering how Mia always teased me about being below my girlfriend. I never liked her energy, but I never thought she'd do something like this. "Why are you telling me now?" I asked, my voice hoarse. She wiped her tears, her hands trembling. "Because she's blackmailing me. She said if I didn't cut you off completely and keep quiet, she'd leak my old secrets. But now she's threatening to ruin your life too, saying she'll edit and repost the video with worse captions if I don't pay her." My entire body turned cold. Just when I thought everything was over between me and my ex, another nightmare had started. She reached across the table to grab my hand, her eyes pleading. "Please, I need your help." I pulled my hand back, feeling my chest burn with anger and betrayal. As I stood up to leave, I looked at her one last time. "You didn't protect me then. Don't expect me to protect you now." But as I walked out of the coffee shop, one question burned in my mind. What secrets did Mia have that were worth destroying both our lives over? As I walked away from that coffee shop, my chest felt heavy but my steps felt lighter. For so long, I had carried the pain of that video, thinking the girl I loved betrayed me just for laughs. Now I knew the truth, but it didn't make the pain disappear. It only made me realize how little control I ever had in that relationship. Whether it was her or her toxic friend, I was always the one who ended up hurt. Later that night, I sat alone in my friend's room, staring at the ceiling. My phone buzzed every few minutes with messages from her. She kept saying, "Please, I'm scared. Mia is serious. She'll ruin both of us." I didn't reply. I thought about all the times I chose her comfort over my own dignity. I thought about how she stayed silent when her friends mocked me. I thought about how she was silent again now, letting someone else hold her secrets like weapons. That wasn't love. That was fear and selfishness. 2 days later, I blocked her on everything. I reported Mia's account for harassment, and told my friend everything. He shook his head and said, "You don't need to get dragged into their mess. You did enough. You love enough." Hearing those words felt like someone placing a warm blanket over my shaking shoulders. Weeks passed, and I slowly rebuilt myself. I started going to the gym again, eating better, sleeping earlier. One morning, while sipping coffee at my new job, I opened my TikTok and saw a motivational video saying, "Your peace is too expensive to be shared with people who profit from your pain." I saved it instantly. That line felt like it was made for me. Sometimes, late at night, I still think about her. I wonder if she ever broke free from Mia, or if she's still trapped in her own lies. But I don't check. I don't want to. Because for the first time in years I feel free. I learned that love without respect is just loneliness in disguise. And no matter how beautiful someone looks when they smile at you, if their heart doesn't hold your worth, their smile is just another mask you'll spend years trying to remove.